Hi, I'm Mike Marino, and this is a brand new episode of Live from My Mother's Basement. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement. Obviously, we're not in the basement, and we're not in my studio in Los Angeles, California. No, we're just so lucky to be where we are. We're in Naples, Florida, at one of the most incredible, gorgeous, delicious restaurants on the planet. It's called Giuseppe and the Lion, and I happen to be sitting here by the guy who brought us into this place because he puts on great shows at this fantastic place. They call him the Boston Guido. Here he is. What's up, buddy?
Thanks for having me,
Mike.
How you
doing?
I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming down the basement / Giuseppe and the Lion.
You
know, before we even get started, I just want to say thank you so much for letting me come to this restaurant, because I came here to do a Christmas special, which we're going to do another one in 2025, December 10. It's a Tuesday night, back here at Giuseppe and the Lions in Naples, Florida. So you could probably start getting tickets from now, because it's going to sell out just like the last one did. Sells out pretty quickly. I can't believe it's not even summertime and we're promoting next Christmas, but might as well do it, because when you put together a great show, tickets fly, and then people complain, oh, I couldn't get a ticket. Well,
that's right.
We'll add a show if we have to.
Yeah, we will.
So tell us all about your relationship with this place, and then we'll figure out why you have the thickest Boston accent I've ever heard in my life.
I know. You know, my accent does drive him crazy, by the way.
Let's start with this place.
So Giuseppe and the Lion is on Pine Ridge Road in Naples, Florida. It was previously called Noodles Restaurant. It was an Asian restaurant. And and it still is partially a half Asian restaurant and half Italian restaurant, this restaurant.
What? I didn't see no half Asian. What are you talking about?
Well, the menus, we got a big menu here. So this is the Asian menu on the back side.
No kidding.
Look
I
at
didn't
the
even
size
know
of this
that.
menu. It's bigger than my head, right? And then you have the Italian menu over here.
Fantastic.
And I became friendly with the owner. I had my Uncle Vic, worked his magic, get me in here. It's a classy place. Lions, a lot of lions, very Italian. That's my style. And great food, great staff, and we're doing shows. He does a lot of entertainment. He's got a beautiful stage, and there's nothing better. It's the Boston Guido's home.
Yeah, he even has his own name. Go ahead, show everybody. He's got his own table.
I got my own table.
He's got a table in the back.
You can book the Guido's table. It's a round table, seats 10, and you can book it. And if you do book it, I will post you up on my social media.
Oh, no, wait a minute now. Let's figure this out. So I come in here with 9 of my friends. I want a table, and I say, hey, put me at the Boston Guido's table. And what do I get? Anything different, or do I have to pay extra?
You don't have to pay extra. You get special treatment, and you might even get a gift card. Because if I know you're going to be booking the Boston Guido's table, I'm going to make sure that they're taken care of in some way. We take care of everybody.
How would anybody even know?
Well, I'm telling everybody.
Oh. See, he's so famous, everybody knows. Let's go over to the Giuseppe and the Lion, but make sure we get the Boston Guido's table.
That's right.
And if it's not available, you ain't coming. We'll come back some other time.
That's right.
That is brutal.
But the place does get busy, does entertainment a lot. You can follow him online, and he's got his ticket event with all the different things. He does a lot of different musicians, 50s music, things like that.
We all love entertainment. I guess we're biased. We love Italian entertainment more than anything, especially Italian comedians.
That's right.
Italian singers. Who knows better than Italians when it comes to romance, music, song, food, and deliciousness like this. And in fact, I'll tell you this, because, I love Italian restaurants. They're cool. They make you feel good. You feel like a big shot. It's early in the afternoon right now, so we can't really think too much, but we're probably going to get some snacks to have on camera, which makes me really happy. This place, snacks. If you lean in a little bit, it comes with a hitman. See him sitting over there?
See Whoa. Don't fool around. We got bodyguards.
The Italian guy from New Jersey. There he is over there in the corner.
Is the trunk full?
we had to get somebody to open the door.
That's it.
Well, we knew how to get in, but we just didn't want to do it that way.
That's right.
I love reading the menu. Okay, so this is the Asian side, but here's the Italian side, Italian menu. I'm allergic to seafood. So when you were having fish the other night over at that place, I can't really stand there. I mean,
why
I
you were
wish
mad
I
at me?
get. I get a little disgusted
Yeah,
because
you
I
know.
can't have it. I'm allergic to it.
Yeah.
And coming from an Italian Catholic family, where do you think I went on Christmas Eve? I had to go in the garage.
Well, the Asian restaurant. Chinese restaurant.
No, the only people that go to an Asian restaurant on Christmas Eve is the Jewish people.
Jewish people. Yeah.
If they do it, they make a phone call. Bring it over.
Yeah.
But who doesn't love pasta?
Oh,
Who doesn't love a good meatball? Who doesn't love, a chicken
Veal.
parmesan, veal?
Oh.
I really don't do veal much.
No?
No,
You
that's
feel
a
bad for
special
the cow?
occasion. I didn't say anything about that. I don't feel bad about nobody. I feel bad about the fish. But I like chicken parmesan is my thing. I think a lot of people have that go-to because that's like,
it's an
old
American
school stand. It's
Italian
American
dish. Yeah,
Italian.
Yeah, you get ridiculed for saying that, but no big deal. I mean, we're American Italian.
Hey, I never said pasta till I moved to California. My mother told me flat out macaroni.
We called it macaroni,
Macaroni.
too, actually. Yeah, we did.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
You know what? Is this that plugged in? You don't have to leave.
Oh.
We got a hitman over there. Can you see if that's plugged in?
Is your thing? Your thing is get
Yeah,
better.
we're good.
Okay.
It's just hard to
They can cut
to
that
get
out.
electricity in the afternoon. So is that yellow thing checked in? But here it is. It's 12 o'clock, 12:15, and I smell a little cooked meatballs coming over this way. And I think the owner himself is going to bring it over. Come on, come around, Giuseppe.
Wow.
Come on around. This is Giuseppe. They call him Joe for short, I guess.
Good afternoon.
Look at that. He come right over here.
Yes, Maron,
Oh, shit. We're just talking about what,
Thanks.
what we love. We love so much. Come on, folks. Take a look. Take a look. Ooh.
Look at that, huh?
Ooh.
Where's the red pepper and the grated cheese? Come on.
But I'll tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, is that the meat these are the best meatballs in Naples so far that I have tasted, and they're very, very good. I get them here all the time. I really highly recommend them.
It's homemade. It's going to be delicious. I just tasted the ricotta cheese without doing the right thing. I didn't wait for him. That's called a gavone. It's
Gavone.
very disrespectful. I've been out to dinner with some people and they start eating before you eat. That's not it. Don't do that. That's called being a gavone. You agree?
I agree.
Because my mother told me when I was a little kid, you don't touch any food in that plate till your father sits down and eat.
That's right. Till everybody's at the dinner table.
So we're at the dinner table right now, and we were graciously granted some beautiful meatballs. I'm going
taste
to
'em.
bust into mine right
Cut
there.
mine up a little bit.
Here's the red pepper.
Oh,
Nothing like a hitman giving you red pepper.
would you like some
All right.
red pepper?
No, I'm going to go like this. Come on, put it up in the camera.
Let's go. Ready?
Look at the steam coming off my meatball.
Wow.
Coming out, like this.
Wow. Huh? Isn't that good? Unbelievable.
See how you lose your voice because it's so damn good.
It hits you. It hits the back of your mouth.
Okay, here's my opinion. Because meatballs, in my opinion, should be soft. This is very soft, right? Has just the right amount of meat, has just the right amount of ingredients. My mother used to make great meatballs, and your house was filled with that smell of the gravy in the morning on a Sunday, and you knew on your way home from church you were going to eat so good. And you went to the Italian deli, you picked up the Italian bread, and you pulled a piece off of it, you stuck it in the gravy, and your mother cracked you in the back of the head.
Nice scaff.
Right? He's even laughing over there.
Let's go through.
But sometimes, when these folks go on to live up in heaven and make dinner for the apostles, the 12 apostles,
Nothing like the old days.
we don't get that anymore.
No, we don't get it anymore.
And the only way you really can get it is to, marry somebody who's Italian like that, or you come to a place like Giuseppe and the Lion. Because I'm telling you right now, I feel like I'm in the basement of my mother's house,
Look at
and
that.
I'm having a nice old school meatball the right way with just the right amount of ricotta cheese. I said ricotta. How do you say it?
Regatta.
Ricotta?
Yeah, no, I don't. New York and Jersey, you guys shot it. I say it proper, regatta. But a lot of people say regatta. New York's a calamari, that talk.
I never said calamari in my life. When I said calamari, it was because I moved to California and the guy didn't know what I said when I said galama. And he looked at me and goes, "You mean the calamari?" And I go, "Yeah, this is something a little bit feminine about saying that. I can't say it that way. So give me the galama, or I'll have my mother call you and translate." Manigots.
You know what? My meatballs are almost gone.
Look at this. I'm on one meatball. I could have meatballs as a dinner. Just a plate of meatballs with bread on the side. Because what do you do with your bread when you're done with your meatballs?
You dip it
You
in.
dip it. You look a little confused, like you're going to give me the wrong answer. You know the answer. We dip it right there, and whether you call it sauce or gravy, I don't give a shit. I'm going to eat it.
I ate them. Mine are gone. Look. Okay.
He's a gavon.
Imagine that.
He
I'm
ate twice
still
as
hungry.
fast.
I eat. I love to eat. Mike knows. I can't do shows or do anything unless I have food in my stomach or forget it. I can't concentrate.
Madonna, that's delicious.
Very good, right?
That's Italian for my lord. All right.
Spot on.
And what are you having there? What's that drink? Ginger ale.
Nothing like a ginger ale.
Is
That's
it ginger ale? I was kidding.
No, it is. No
Because-
drinking in the day.
Why do Italians have ginger ale? Because your
For the
mother
stomach.
said it cures everything.
Agita.
Stomach.
Yes, right.
My stomach is bothering me, Ma. I got agita. Have a ginger ale.
Ginger ale. Yeah.
Ma, I'm feeling a little achy. I can't get any sleep. Have a ginger ale. Ma, I broke my leg. Have a ginger ale.
My girlfriend broke up on me. Have a ginger ale.
So this young man is from Boston, and he has probably the thickest Boston accent I've ever heard, unless you watch some of those Southie people. So where are you from in Boston?
I am from 20 minutes north of Boston, which is called Burlington, Massachusetts. I am a Bostonian. My family came into the North End, Medford area, and I was raised up there. I've been in the North End all my life, walking down there in Boston. It's a great city. It's my home. And it's true. Like Mike said, I have a very, very thick Boston accent. And I think the reason why my accent is really thick is because I was raised by my grandparents and my great-grandparents. My great-grandparents didn't speak English, but my grandparents, I was raised by, being with all the older adults, the uncles and all the aunts. And I think it's just very old school. And you don't hear that much. I mean, people in Boston have an accent, but mine's legit heavy, real.
Yeah, you're very legit. That accent's thick sometimes. I don't even know what you're saying.
It's like a different language. It's
Yeah,
like
it's-
different dialects in Italy, in Italian.
I love the fact that he represents Boston so well. He's got the B on a yellow shirt.
B for Boston Guido.
Yeah, Boston Guido. It's nice to know that there's Guidos everywhere, too, because there's Jersey Guidos, New York Guidos,
That's
from
true.
Guido.
Golden Guido.
You're more
like
of a-
that.
I think you should be the Golden Guido.
No,
You're more
you-
gold than I
You
am.
have the nice hair.
Hair. I'm lucky I still hold on to a few pieces of hair.
Fun fact about us both: we're both Abruzzese.
Right.
You see our heads? They're like bowling balls.
Blonde hair, blue eyes. Were you blonde?
No, dark black hair.
What, you really? You hear that? Dark. I think he said dark.
Dark black hair. I had the best hair in high school, and the girls used to try to mess it up and put their hands through the hair. I had more oil in my hair than the oil pan in your car.
Yeah.
Because it was
You
slick.
greased it?
And I never went in the pool either because I didn't want to mess my hair up. True stories. I mean, the hair was incredible.
Well, I don't know exactly your
Too much
generation, but we were into greasing up the hair, and I had thick blonde hair, very, very blonde. Both my brothers were so blonde with blue eyes, and my mother was from northern Italy. She had blonde hair and blue eyes, and so did my father. But my father's from Salerno. My mother's from Duronia, Campobasso, and that's where the real Bruzzese shit came into our family. So my mother would sound a little bit with the accent like a dish, but not that much. And then my father, he didn't have an accent at all, but my grandparents didn't speak English at all.
Yeah. My great grandparents didn't. Yeah.
My mother would say like this when we were kids: "Don't speak Italian, tick-a-lock, you're American now."
No, well, that's it. They were proud to be Americans, and and there are a lot of people do criticize that. Oh, you're not a real Italian. You don't speak Italian. Listen. We're all stesso sangue, same blood, right? The Italians back then were so happy to be in America and to just, be proud working and have a better life.
They assimilated.
and they wanted to, they were proud, and they wanted the children and everybody to speak English, and they would tell you, how lucky you are being here. It was, in Italy we didn't have much food. We came over for $10 in our pocket. How many stories you hear about that?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's we're all Italian. We're all together. We all got to stick together.
My Aunt Mary used to say all the time, "What school? I rode a donkey." School? What school? I rode the donkey right by the school to get to the farm.
I was the donkey in school. And then, I mean, we walked to school, 2-3 feet of snow. We were walking in school. We were walking to school like donkeys. Now they cancel snow, by the way, a half-inch of snow. Like schools are canceled. It's too much for the kids.
Oh, man. I remember going to junior high. When it snowed in New Jersey, it was fun. And you walked. You didn't have a choice. And if you were one of the cool kids on your way to school, you rolled up snowballs and you whipped them at cars. And we were punks, too. We put little rocks in those snowballs and whip it at the car. You did. Fuck up the side of a car.
Right through the glass window.
Then these people would come to your house later on. Are your kids home? My mother would be like, nah, they're gone. Get out of here.
Yeah. But still, your father would get home and beat your ass for
doing it. Sure.
They gave you the look. When you acted up in our generation, right? You did the look. I got those eyes. My kid, hey,
oh yeah, biting of the lip. I was born in Jersey City, and when we were little kids, you can get your ass kicked by your neighbor.
Yeah.
And then your father would say, how come the neighbors had to beat you up? What did you do? They didn't call them and ask them why they did it.
Yeah.
They hit us twice.
That's right. Yeah. The school teacher would hit you too over the ass.
When the cop comes down the street, you say, hello, officer, yes, officer, no, officer, and keep your mouth shut.
That's right.
Now you got people all over the internet saying, I don't have to show you my license.
Yeah.
Could you imagine telling a cop in the late 70s, I don't have to show you my license? He'd beat the living shit out of you and you deserved it.
That's right, yeah.
It's just my
we were
way
raised
of thinking.
respectful, like,
yes.
And if I get pulled over, I'm going to show you my license. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to have my hands in the steering wheel. I'm going to be very polite because I don't want that ticket.
Put your hands up. So what made you start getting into the limelight of showbiz?
Well, for me, I did a lot of, I did some bodyguard and stuff, and I was kind of out doing some funny videos years ago on YouTube, kind of before Instagram and stuff, and I was really involved in my business, growing it. And
what is that business?
So I own a landscape construction company. I own a business for 26 years this April, actually.
26 years?
26 years.
What'd you do, start at 10?
I'm 47, you know what I mean? I've been in the business a long time. My family were laborers. We were workers. And I can do anything. And so then I ended up, obviously, you're older, you're established, and I've always been the class clown, the funny guy, the nut, right? So now, I said, why not do some videos and be funny and continue on? And then I started doing a little stand-up and hosting and producing and coming up with themed type comedy shows. I'm not a stand-up comedian like one of the best comedians in the country over here, by the way. But I am definitely a very good producer, and I have a good writer's mind. I like to do a lot of Christmas shows, Halloween, things like that. And so different characters. And so it's fun. And I have fun with it. And it's a hobby for me.
Well, technically, when you do something like that, you naturally roll it off into more entertainment. I don't consider myself a stand-up comic. I'm an entertainer. I started out as an actor. I never even wanted to be a comedian. But I've been doing this since I'm a little kid. And I love getting on stage, and I love making people laugh. But I would love to do a lot of movies and do some TV. However, no matter how high I climb in the film and TV world, I'm never going to not want to do stand-up. It's exhilarating. So we have the Boston Guido doing some stand-up along with me, and now he's addicted. He's not going to stop. I know you guys don't see this, but last night we were on stage, and the night before we were on stage, it was just the two of us, and I told him, go on stage and don't get off. Just stay up there as long as you can because the other guy didn't show up. And for me, it's funny because I'm like, go ahead, do whatever you want. Just keep on going. Don't stop. And how does it feel?
It feels good. It's good. It's a good pump, to get up there. And, a lot of people do come to see you. I like that. They want to take pictures with you. That's really, honoring, actually, and flattering. I also been in some commercials and some filming. I was in a couple of films, and I am aired in up in Boston, a food commercial. I did 4 of them, and I'm going to be filming another one. I like the filming in the movies like you, and you and I've done a lot of comedy. I've done tours with you. I've been on tours.
Oh,
with
yes.
you. I've done a lot of stuff.
We've done a lot of shows together.
I've been with you a while. I mean, obviously, I can't travel sometimes like you, but we do time to always. We stay in touch always, and we always retract back, and we're gonna keep on going, like you said.
Right. It's the natural progression that when you have a chemistry with some other entertainers, even if an audience member comes to see the headliner, they get treated to an extra entertainer that's on the show that they may or may not have known was going to be there, and they get that extra additive. It's like going to a beautiful restaurant like this, and you have a great dinner, but the owner says, you know what? Here's a piece of tiramisu on the house. It's the same thing.
That's right. It is the same thing. Yeah.
You get the Boston Guido on the house, and I'm the Brajol. But I love Brajol.
Yeah, me too.
Brajol is like my favorite
Which
thing.
type of brajol you like? The food or the women part of it?
Could you imagine we were able to call girl, hey, she's a little Brajol over there. She's
Hey,
a
look at
Brajol.
the Italians call people food. Cirulo, the cucumber, goguzza,
I was always called Strutz, you Strutz.
Stronzo.
Hey, Scotto, what are you doing?
But I love the entertainment business. I love being. I do really love being out there. And again, I love the filming, and I'm hoping to continue more. I have a few more dreams that I want to do, and I'm a hardworking guy. I keep on going. I'm reliable. That's big in the industry business. You know that. And I just love it. I have fun with it.
Well, the thing is, you have to create your own career, because if you sit back and you wait for somebody to call you up and say, oh, we got this major movie for you, it ain't going to happen. That's why we have a podcast. That's why we have a tour. That's why we have YouTube, Instagram, and all this wonderful stuff that you can come and see the two of us wherever we're going to go in the world. Now, you recently worked on a film. Wasn't that something you're doing with Mr. Shirts there or whatever?
I was on the show called Fletcher's 5. I'll know more about it in April. Sometimes I can't. You really got to watch what you say, and that's why sometimes I don't know much about it. But I was a Russian enforcer. I was Nikolai in that. And,
but that's great. You played a Russian guy.
Imagine that. I played a Russian guy.
Did you have any lines? Did you sound like you were from Russia?
No, but I was in a good fighting scene. I had some really good shots. It was fun, and it was 2 overnights. I struggled because a lot of people don't know about the Boston Guido, but I can't stay up all night, and if I do, I'm not going to be around the next day.
What do you mean? You got to get your sleep?
I got to get my sleep. I'm trying to grow my hair back. I mean, come on, you know what I mean?
My hair's never coming back. I had the greatest hair when I was a kid. Thick, blonde hair, looked like a surfer until you started talking to me. Where you from? The city?
The Golden Guido.
I thought you were a beach guy. No, I don't do that. But
so I filmed that. And then I was like I said, the commercials, and then there's a few other things that are brewing. And I gotta give a lot of respect to the entertainers, like the movie, the producers, things like that. It's not an easy job.
No, it's a lot of fucking gumedia.
It's a lot to it.
That's an Italian word. Gumedia.
Gumedia.
Yeah, am I saying it right?
I don't know what
That's
is.
the way my mother would say it. Hey, well, gumedia.
Different dialects.
Oh, let's ask the pro. What's gumedia?
Well, there's
no, not gumata. Gumedia.
Gumedia.
Man, you're causing too much trouble.
I don't know.
Oh, wow. My mother had her own words.
Well, a lot of Italians did, actually. It is true. They had their own things.
Oh, hey, man, I went to Rome once, and I had all my Italian dialogue ready to roll because I told my mother, I want to know how to get along, Ma. Teach me some shit. So I went to a restaurant in Rome, and I said, Gerich, come sta? And the guy goes, speak English.
Yeah.
I'm like, that bad? I didn't even know it was that big a deal.
Yeah.
But dialects really throw some people off.
Dialects are tough. Yeah, dialects are tough. I mean, I'm dialect Italian, I don't speak proper Italian. I can't read and write in Italian. I mean, I can pick and stuff. I'm old enough to know enough with, here and there, but as far as like counting and all that, I just, people are talking Italian, I get it, for sure.
Is your neighborhood where you were born very Italian?
Yeah. My whole area is, a lot of Italians, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, especially very Italian. Especially, really in there's a town next to my town, Burlington, called Woburn, Massachusetts, and that's where my great grandfather came from, out of the North End. And there's a lot of Italians in Woburn. There still are today. There's definitely a lot. There's always still a lot of Italians in New York, Boston.
Nice feasts.
Nice feast. So I host the meatball tasting contest for the Fisherman's Feast.
I think the winner just won right now at Giuseppe and Alliance.
I know, really.
Winner.
I'd love to incorporate Florida into the North End, but I host that back home in Boston every year now. It's a big thing. The news is there on stage. They do People's Choice, and then they do Judge's Choice. So we don't get totally killed because we have People's Choice bailing us out, It's a fun time. It's in July. You guys got to really come to Boston. All the North End Feast, the Fisherman's Feast, the St. Anthony's Feast, St. Agrippina. Beautiful, beautiful North End. Beautiful restaurants. Very classy. If you haven't been in the North End, you got to come to the North End.
The North End. Why do I say South? Well, what's the Southie?
So South Boston is the Irish section. That's Southie. That's what Whitey Bulger and all them were. And the Italians were in the North End. And Southie is known as Irish. North End is known as Italian.
Notice he went right to a gangster. Nobody else. Well, that's Whitey Bulger.
Well, because everybody knows Whitey Bulger,
I'm sure there's other guys.
There was a lot of stuff going back and forth with Boston and that. There was big rivalries, and with Rhode Island, that's a conversation for another day.
I don't know, man. It's almost like going Leonardo da Vinci, Al Capone. Yeah. Oh, Al Capone.
Al Capone.
It's so wrong. That's so wrong. Leonardo da Vinci, the head of the 12 families. Anyhow.
But I do want to tell you, a lot of people do say this to me, Mike. They say, dude, when I met you, I never thought you're so different on camera than on Instagram. Me. Oh. I am the most normal guy. Wouldn't you say so? We've talked. We're close. We have talks about this.
I don't think he's
and
that
then you
normal.
Look at my Instagram and be like, that kid's crazy. But that's part of entertainment and part of being a class clown. But I also know when to be nice and serious and authentic and a big-hearted, normal Italian kid.
It's called something. Let me see if I can remember what it's called.
Bacala.
No. Bacala is something you get in the ass when you're a bad kid. I'll give you the bacala.
A schiaff.
An amplified personality. No. Persona. Inflated persona. So you are you, but when you do videos and stuff like that, you bump up your persona to something bigger than what it is normally. Because if you notice, when I'm off stage, I'm kind of quiet and I'm exhausted. I really don't want to talk to nobody. But I get on stage, get the hell out of my way. I don't want to verbally assault anybody.
Yeah.
But I just really want to do my jokes. I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to entertain. And as you get older, entertaining on stage becomes just a little bit easier because you have so many life experiences that all you have to do is regurgitate it.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh my God, that happened to me the other day. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if you noticed the other night when I walked in, I said, I'm going to be 62 years old. First thing I do when I walk into a bar is look for the bathroom. Because I know within 5 minutes, stop laughing. Because I know in 5 minutes I'm going to have to pee.
That's true, right? It's happening to me too. How many times do I pee before I go on show?
Right?
You're accusing me of doing drugs in the bathroom.
I got to pee. It's the most uncomfortable feeling. I was saying last night on that stage, I go, hey, everybody, listen, if a stain pops up in my crotch area, it's because I got a problem.
That's true. True.
So the lawn care business, now that was your primary thing to do, right?
Yeah, I started that business from nothing, and I blew it up, and I was my business. I recently downsized past few years just because I'm tired. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, but you're only you're in your 40s.
47.
47
years old.
Sound like you said he'd fart.
But I'm not gonna. I'm the office end. I'm not in the field. I haven't been in the field in years. But I run the office, the payroll, the day-to-day, things like that, the insurance and emails. And
how many guys work for the company?
There's 6 now. Used to have 19.
Right.
19. Yeah.
So, well, I remember when I was a kid, we all worked for my father in the construction business, and actually it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It can be. It can be fun. I miss it sometimes being out there, but, my ultimate goal is just to ride it out and have fun and see where it takes me.
I remember when we were kids, my younger brother was more in charge of anything. I was just kind of being silly and goofy. So my younger brother would drive the blow-knocks, which is a paving machine.
Yeah.
My other brother would be on the other side of the paving machine, and I'd be about a football field away driving a 40-ton roller.
Having fun, laughing on there.
Oh, yeah.
With a wig.
Going forward,
Yeah,
coming back.
backwards.
Going forward,
Messing up the
coming back.
asphalt.
Oh, I would
Mike,
put
what are you doing?
My younger brother, you're fucking up the crease. You got a crease. Look at the crease. You can't go. We used to scream at each other.
I've paved. I know about that too. Yeah, I've done it.
And then my Uncle Tommy, the character that do Uncle Tommy, he really existed.
Oh, he did?
Right? But we wanted him to have a job. And he would just cause trouble all the time.
Yeah.
So he would drive the mini roller, the little one that went out and got the lines
With his
out.
pipe? Do you have the pipe?
Did the pipe, yeah. In his dentures.
That's funny. That's
My Uncle Tommy would eat a meatball sandwich while he was driving a roller.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they rolled the best. They were the best workers.
I remember one time though, he rolled back and he hit somebody's car. And the guy gets out of the car and goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And my uncle goes, "You can always tell an asshole by the car he drives."
That's true. Yeah. And you know what? We do that still today, you know.
Don't make me get off the roller, slap you.
That's right.
And it was his fault.
Yeah.
But things like that were funny, man. He used to watch. My uncle used to say the craziest shit. That's why I would come up with the routine.
Yeah.
I remember so vividly, I said to my uncle when I was younger, my girlfriend broke up with me. And he goes, "Get another one." And I go, "Well, she was really special. I really cared about her, She's Dominican." "Oh, no, your Uncle Tommy going to have a heart attack. You find yourself a nice Italian girl. Don't kill your uncle." Imagine that.
Yeah, I know. Those old timers, they think a certain way. They're wired, and that's the way it is. But, I could relate to you with big in the snow plowing. It's the same thing. We have the big front end loaders and things like that. You're in my way, and there's a lot of snow, and you didn't move your car. In my day, I'm going to bury you.
Yeah?
Sure, I'm going to dump snow.
You buried the car?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I've done that.
Coming down the
Pushing
street.
shopping carriages. I don't care. But,
I remember one time me and my older brother were plowing some snow. We would clear parking lots.
yeah,
right?
that's what I do. Yeah.
And, you're 20, 21 years old.
fun.
You're going to go in the parking lot, try doing donuts. You're going to do something stupid. I'll never forget one time my brother backed up. He must have been backing up at like 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. And we hit a bumper block and we both broke our jaws.
Yeah.
It was fucking bang. Oh, you son of a bitch.
I backed in the light poles.
Yeah, like
The whole
that.
light's going like this. Right? And the
Bumper
glass
blocks.
falls out. I've done it.
See, we should have had a reality show back then called Reconstructing Construction.
I like that actually.
Reconstruction, construction, the way it's supposed to be.
Full of destruction.
We had some wise guys call us up one time. I remember my father goes, "Hey, there's a water main break at this place. You got to go out there and send in some trap rock.
Okay.
The little silver rocks. You got to put in the trap rock." And we went down there and opened up the sewer and called my father. He said, "Dad, there's nothing wrong." And he goes, "Yes, there is. Put the trap rock in."
Those are the rocks you were putting in the snowballs.
Put it in. Just put the rocks in.
Yeah.
It's a city job.
I love it. But we the construction. Back. I think that's a lot of us were into construction. A lot of us. That's how we were raised. We were raised as laborers. My first job was actually an Italian bakery out of Burlington, Mass.
Oh, no kidding.
Which is called Lacache's Bakery, and they've been around for years. And I had a great time. I learned a lot there. There was all Italian bakers, and they would be making all the stuff on the table, smoking cigarettes, rolling everything. Like today, you'd be crucified.
Imagine
for that.
Yeah. That fingers smelling like cigarettes.
Smoking a cigarette, and I cleaned the toilets. We worked all the trays, cleaned the was a big wooden table, mopped the floors. We worked 14 years old, and I was making $4.25 an hour back then.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
My first job was $1.25 an hour. We used to work at the church, cleaning up the missalettes and putting things away after bingo. And then you ran out of there because you were petrified that one of the statues was going to start talking. Were you an altar boy?
No, I didn't trust them.
No?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
I didn't have that thought.
I did for some reason. I went to church. We did the church thing, but there was a lot of times I skipped church. I would walk to church because it was down the street. Sunday school, stuff like that. I would just take my dirt bike out of the garage, and I would just go in the woods and go dirt bike riding. And I would tell my grandparents I went to church.
First 3 years of school when I was a kid was a Catholic school in Jersey City. Mount Carmel. So we went to Mount Carmel. I had the same kindergarten teacher my father had.
Wow.
And she was old when he had her. She had false teeth, and when she would yell, they would clack, and it would scare the living shit out of you. But you didn't do anything wrong because you would get your ass beat.
Oh, yeah.
And then in first grade, second grade, when that nun came walking around with that 3-footer.
Right over your hands.
Yeah.
The pointer. The pointer, right?
Well, there was a pointer, but there was also
The hell's
that
that thing
ruler.
called?
What's the ruler called that's 3 feet?
The yardstick?
Yardstick.
Yardstick. You get the yardstick over the knuckle.
Because she can get you from a distance. Bang!
You know what's funny is the yardstick back then was probably harder. Today, I think if you whack somebody, it would break because it's probably made in
plastic.
China.
Get it at Staples.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as Staples back then.
No.
They got that
They made them. The Italians were making them.
Not only do you get hit with the yardstick, you got to buy it.
That's right.
I remember I had this one Sister Nicolina. You never forget the name.
Nicolina.
And they just looked so angry all the time.
Yeah,
and you
serious.
never did anything wrong. And if you did, you put on that dunce hat and you went and sit in the corner and you felt like a loser.
Nicolina. Watch out for...
Now you know why I became a comedian.
She's looking over you now, though.
But these are where you find comedy jokes because you could talk about this and you're going to find some comedy out of this situation.
Comedy's real. Comedy, I think, is derived off of reality.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Anything that's real. If you make something up, nobody's even going to laugh. But if you talk about what goes on in your life, you don't have to be from an Italian family to get what we're doing.
No.
Any family.
Right.
Anything that happens. That's why I talk about everyday life.
Anything relatable. But
Right.
you twist it with a joke or a funny or a point, you know?
And then you enhance it with your personality.
That's right. And you can get away with saying some of the stuff on stage that
That's
you couldn't
true
say
too.
in person.
That's true too. I didn't mean
It's
it.
like a license. It's a license. Comedy's a license to...
Well, we're getting that license back. That's for damn sure. Don't tell us what to do anymore. Watch what you say. No, screw you.
Yeah.
Could you imagine back in the day telling people watch what you say? Do you know the story of Lenny Bruce?
No.
Lenny Bruce was a very famous comedian in the 50s. He went to jail for saying fuck on a stage where they told him if he said it, they were going to arrest him and throw him in jail. So the cops were waiting for him in the back of a comedy club. He dropped the F-bomb. They arrested him. He actually went to Rikers Island for 3 months.
Imagine that.
A comedian. And I know this because a friend of mine, Ronnie Marmo, directed by Joe Mantegna, does a play called I'm Not a Comedian, I'm Lenny Bruce. And he's selling out wherever he go. And you should go see it because when he talks about what Lenny Bruce went through and then the addiction to, I forgot what drug.
Heroin?
Yes, heroin. He died in his 40s. He was young. He had a kid.
Way too young.
But what a story.
Yeah.
Because they were throwing him in jail for what he said.
Jeez.
And all he was trying to say was, but what about my right to express myself?
Yeah.
They just didn't like the F word.
Yeah.
And now we say it
Now
like
we say it like it's popcorn. Right.
we say it like it's the word the.
Right. We weren't allowed to say that word in the dinner table growing up.
Oh, God.
Oh, forget it.
I
We
couldn't
got our
even
heads
say
knocked
that.
right off.
I couldn't even say Jesus.
Yeah. No, that you couldn't say Jesus. No.
I remember sitting at the dinner table. If you were to say, Jesus Christ, you got cracked in the head.
You did. Mm-hmm. You did. It reminds me of the scene, what's the movie when John Travolta, Saturday Night Fever, remember? He's got the...
One pork chop.
And he's like, come on, don't hit my hand. He would say something, oh, your brother's a priest. Or would you that scene? That was a good
Yeah,
scene. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Father Frank?
Father Frank, yeah.
Father Frank.
Yeah.
Father
Don't
Frank.
talk like that. Your brother's a priest, right?
No, he quit the ministry. What did you say to him? What did you say to him? That is the greatest scene in all movies.
That's a great scene. Don't touch my hair. Come
I can't
on, my
believe-
hair.
Basta. And the old lady's going, basta,
Yeah,
basta.
The nonna. That's the
The
nonna.
nonna.
Yelling at the fear. That's a true table, real Italian scene.
Yep. One
how I
pork
was
chop.
raised.
One pork chop. I'm out of work.
Speaking of pork chops, the pork chops are very good here at Giuseppe and the Lion, actually, because you had that on my Christmas
What
show.
a segue.
Isn't that nice?
That is, you think we planned that?
And you know something? You got the pork chop here, and you go, wow, that's really good. The night that we did the Christmas show, and I was looking at that, and then I ended up coming back to dinner right after, and I said to Joe, I go, what was that dish, Mike? Pork chop what? Because I think he had 2 different pork chops on the menu, and I ended up getting that, and that's like my dish now over here. It's unbelievable.
All right, so we're going right back to food. You
Sorry,
have to.
you
A
know. I think I'm
pork
getting
chop.
hungry again.
No, the pork chop was really, really
It
fantastic.
was good. Yeah.
When you get a nice pork chop and it's easy to cut and it goes in your mouth and it melts like butter.
moist.
Moist, delicious. It's a treat. You're treating yourself. I don't really do it too much. But the
No,
pork
I don't
chop
do a lot
here-
of pork much. No, I don't do that. I mean, growing up, we did a lot of pork cutlets. You know,
Let's go back to the menu because now I have to see pasta entrees, Italian meats, pork chop Toscana,
Toscano. I think that was it.
or pork chop ossobuco.
Ossobuco's an old dish, but I think it was the pork chop Toscano we had.
It had to
yeah,
have been.
It is. Yeah.
I can't even say
And the lamb-
ossobuco.
Ossobuco. And the lamb shank was very good. Yeah, I like lamb being Abruzzese. We've grown up in the lamb.
I don't know where you folks are watching this podcast. I don't know what time of day it is. Maybe you're in Australia. Maybe you're in Italy. Maybe you're in California.
China.
I hope. I hope we're making you hungry because I'm hungry all over again. He just did a little bit of a new personality who's taken over the country, and he's called Donald Trump. So why don't you go ahead and do some Trump?
Well, I have I have a skit called Guido Trump. Sleepy Joe, you agree that all the Italians are great people. I love the Italians. They're great people. They got the best foods, the best wines, and they even have the best women. Wouldn't you say so, Joe? You piss them off, it's going to be a total disaster.
Good for you, man.
Should I do that tonight on stage?
Yeah, you should.
Should I?
I don't know why you don't.
I don't have the wig and all that stuff.
You don't have to have
And then I
none of
lost
that,
weight
man.
too. My face isn't as puffy. It looks puffy on camera, but you know, when in person, I'm thinner now. So I did the Trump since then, and I don't look like him no
So
more.
what do you think you got to do to become an impersonator?
I could eat more meatballs at Giuseppe and the Lion.
What you do? Spray yourself orange?
I have orange, so I do my makeup a little white.
I was kidding.
No, okay.
You really do that?
Yeah, I have the makeup. I do a little thing, and I do the really orange tannin. There's a tannin like thing base, and then I put the wig on, and then I wear the tie like this, and I fix it up. Sit down, right? And I'm ready to go, and I got the American flag. I was gonna do a skit with him on roller skates, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on that, but I'm busy
Why roller skates?
because no one did it. No one did it before.
Oh,
I told you, I'm the most normal guy except on the entertainment.
Trump on roller skates.
Imagine that.
Nah, that's never been done.
Yeah. No, it's never been done.
I know we have some friends in common. You hosted a movie premiere in Miami
Thanks to
for a
you.
movie called Silent Partners. Silent Partners is supposed to come out on a streaming platform and many other platforms in May. And we're all thankful and friends with Ciro DiPazio, who's responsible for putting that film together.
Hard worker.
And he went on stage and hosted the gala. And then we all went in the other room and watched the actual movie, which is kind of cool. So tell us about what it's like to host a gala where you got to get all dressed up and everybody's spending a lot of money.
See that, I give Mike that I appreciate you. You got me to do that, and that's my style. I like to dress up really nice. It was a red carpet event. We have a lot of mutual friends in the business. A lot of people I met through you. It was a great experience. I was very excited. It was the real deal. And the place that they did it was like was it an old wax museum or something? What was it?
Well, it's a theater.
It's a theater.
I forgot the name of that theater, but they have
was it Wax Theater? It's Wax Theater. That's what it is.
Wax
Theater, something. And the people there were incredible, and it was so classy. The red carpets. It was just unbelievable. Something like Hollywood.
the room. The one room was a theme of the 1940s. There's mannequins everywhere.
Yeah.
The hostess and the wait staff were dressed like flappers from the 1940s.
That's correct.
And they carried on with that theme. So every once in a while, you'd look at a mannequin and almost scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And then you walked into the other room and they would present the food and stuff like that. And then the other room was a 500-seat theater where we went in to watch the actual film. Well, we get lucky at once in a while. We actually pulled up in a Lamborghini.
That was a good clip, huh? That was nice.
Isn't it great?
I was afraid he was sitting that thing. What was the thing worth? $400,000?
I don't know. But that just goes to show you where we're from.
Yeah.
was so blue collar, so old school that when the guy said to me, "I'll give you a Lamborghini for the weekend," I said, "Oh no, you're not. I'll be the guy that crashes
I
it."
know. I was afraid to. I was afraid to drive that thing. I wanted a helmet.
So we actually pulled the Lamborghini into the red carpet.
Yeah.
And the joke was supposed to be that here we come, two huge stars.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to get in any trouble, so we had the guy who owned the car drive the car.
Yeah.
And we faked it. And we got out of the car.
We did a good clip. I put it together. It was nice. It was a good thing of us walking. We did it nice. We were dressed up nice. That was a good time. And you know that place, they had that room at that theater. That theater had a big, huge room too, where they did the cocktail hour and all the drinks. The chandeliers up there, the tall ceilings. It was really like unbelievable place.
It's nice because it felt like we were at the Oscars.
That's what it felt like, actually.
We're at the Oscars.
It really did. It kind of was like something like that, you know.
So you're the new Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm better than Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not only the Boston Guido, I'm the People's Guido.
The People's Guido.
Imagine that. Like The Rock, you know what I mean? You smell what the Guido's cooking? I'll put a scuff on your ass.
You know, it'd be really wild if he was hosting the Oscars and I went up there and punched him in the face. It'd be a whole different show. It'd be a riot. It wouldn't have stopped there. Take my wife's name. Boom, boom.
Nice scout.
Had that guy over there with a baseball bat. Hey, this is from Giuseppe and the Lion. Get off the floor.
I need a meatball.
My jaw hurts. Are you hungry? Yeah, give me the meatballs. Give me the brajol.
That's all right.
Let me tell you something. I don't know what you know about brajol. I remember though.
Which type of brajol?
Brajol, the one you eat.
Okay, all right.
Well, you eat them both if they're clean. We'll be right back after this commercial break. And now a word from our sponsor.
Oh, boy.
Cheese.
Get boots. Pesci.
I remember my mother would make a brajol by putting the steak down, right? Beating the shit out of it with a cleaver.
Yeah.
Or whatever that thing was.
A meat cleaver. Yeah.
And then she'd put her love in there. And I think there was garlic in there and breadcrumbs or whatever they put in there. But it was always fascinating to watch when you're a kid how they rolled it up into a ball, looked like a ball, looked like a sausage. Mm-hmm. And then she wrapped it with sewing string and then put toothpicks in it. And you kind of looked at her like, Ma, do you know what you're doing? Who's going to eat that? We're going to choke.
Jesus.
Then you get older and you realize because it could fall apart. However they would make it. I don't know how to make it. I think she fried it and then put it in the gravy and sat in there. All I know is when you did eat it and you pulled the toothpicks out, it kind of fell apart and it was just delicious.
And then it was like, and then the sewing thread was like dental floss.
No, you had to unstring it. You remember?
White.
Huh?
White.
You had to have white string.
White string.
If it was brown, she didn't like you.
What do you mean? I'm brown.
There's brown string in it.
It was a racist.
What happened to Mike? He didn't like the brajol. Am I describing this correctly? Is that the way they made it, right?
You know something? I don't know how to cook. I'm the only Italian kid that don't know how to cook. Do you know how to cook?
Yeah.
Really?
Sure.
I don't know how to cook at all. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I can out clean anybody. I'm a clean freak. I can clean a toilet like nobody's business. But I didn't know you know how to cook. I didn't think you know how to cook.
Yeah, well, I just watched. It's not like
I didn't.
you could read a book.
I was
too.
spoiled. I was spoiled. And my grandparents always told me, "You're gonna be sorry someday." And you know what? It's true because I'm always at Giuseppe and the Lion eating the meatballs.
Well, that's luck. You're lucky you get to come here.
I know. I am lucky.
You eat my rice balls.
Yeah, that's true. The bodyguard's rice
Got to make a
balls.
rice ball. I never really was into the rice ball. It made
That's
me
a
full.
Sicilian
Made me
thing.
too full too fast. I'd rather have meatballs, nice pasta.
Nice bread.
It's an appetizer. Rice balls.
Lean over. The other way. Look at the guy in the light.
Kumba. This it is.
We're so safe in here. It ain't even funny. Ain't
Got
nothing
two
gonna
guns on
happen
him.
here.
2 full clips loaded.
How did the podcast go? It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right.
All right, don't worry.
They're going to have to watch it first before we release it.
That's funny.
Cut that out, please. Cut that out. I guess food, my mother would say, is love, and that's what everybody gathered. It could cure any problem. If you're in an argument with somebody, you have somebody come over and you have some food.
Yeah.
The other day we were talking about lunch when we were kids and you first moved to the suburbs and everybody was kind of like Irish and you showed up at school with your brown paper bag with your name on it and it had grease at the bottom from the soup of the side and the pepperoni leaking through.
Italian wedding soup leaking.
Right?
Yeah.
Tupperware.
Yeah.
Tupperware that wasn't Tupperware, it was from something else.
The American kids didn't have that food like
the
we did.
minigans.
Yeah.
My mother would put stuff in things that weren't Tupperware, but she made them into a Tupperware, like whatever the Tupperware would be that the cheese came in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The tub. Even then, my mother would, once in a while, because we never had butter on bread. That was minigan, my mother would say. Don't put the butter on your bread.
I don't like butter on the bread either.
And
butter on toast.
Yeah, on toast.
But not the bread.
But
That is a rule. You're
in
right.
our house, we also had salad after we had our pasta with meatballs.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
But that's the way you ate it that way.
We always
Salad.
had a salad. Yeah.
Maybe it was a palate cleaner.
Yeah, maybe. And we watched Wheel of Fortune. I'm telling you, we watched Wheel
It's
of
so random.
I know, but because it's bringing back memories for me. Because we did have the meatballs, the pasta, the salad. You're right, and then my grandmother would bring the fruit over, the cut up cantaloupe, a couple grapes, and she'd hand out the toothpicks. And my grandfather would have his wine, and the toothpick, and we're watching Wheel of Fortune. My grandfather was saying, "It's putana." We're trying to guess the words. That's how we learned how to spell. We learned how to.
I remember, and he's going to contest to this. Watch this. Lean over. Could I put him in there? The Bowery Boys, Sunday mornings. See? James Cagney. And the Dead End Kids.
Great show.
Right?
I never heard of that.
Doesn't matter with you.
I'm 47.
Yeah, you're too young. The Bowery Boys.
What about the Rascals?
Little Rascals. Oh, that was the greatest show on television. How they made those kids act like that. Right?
Yeah.
Just good times.
It's nothing like the old TV. Remember Different Strokes? That show?
Yeah.
That was a great show. Archie Bunker.
It was so far ahead of his time.
Archie Bunker. Oh, Archie. Oh, Archie.
Archie was the best. He reminded me of my Uncle Tom.
Yeah, he reminded me of my grandfather.
What are you talking about, you stupids?
Yeah. He's the one. You imagine him being alive today?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
my God.
they'd have canceled him.
He'd be in jail.
He'd be canceled.
He'd be canceled. We need to bring Archie Bunker back.
Huh?
He's some of those meatball.
Yeah.
Pollock.
Yeah, the Pollock. Meathead.
Meathead.
Oh, jeez, damn meathead. Go get the paper.
Do you think TV was better back then than today?
Oh, yes.
I do too.
Oh, yeah.
Today's just junk.
And listen, if you want to talk about one of the best sitcoms,
Yeah.
seriously, The Odd Couple.
Yeah, I didn't really.
The Odd Couple. The writing was unbelievable. Sanford and Son.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, hey, you know what was one of my favorites? Was Chips Patrol. Poncherello. I love that show.
Can't say I watched that.
No?
Hi, Punch.
Baker. You should do it.
Hi, Punch.
That was a good show. And when they went to the call, the music would kicked up. You know what I mean?
Folks, nowadays you can watch us, and we're going to bring you authentic, hardcore comedy. I want the Boston Guido right now to tell everybody who's watching this podcast where they can find you on all social media.
You can find me on Instagram, The Boston Guido, on Facebook, The Boston Guido, and on TikTok, The Boston Guido is where you can find me. And you can always find me, see me around in Naples area, Fort Myers, and I'm also in the North End area a lot, up in Boston, Massachusetts.
And you're going to watch them on tour because we're going around the world on the part 2 of Live from My Mother's Basement on tour. And hopefully when we get to October and head our asses out to Chicago, we're going to do something with the Make America Italian Again Season 2 with the all-new tracksuits and sportswear and the crazy shit we're going to do. We're going to take him with us.
We're going to take him with us.
Get out of his way. We don't even know who he is. He's just sitting here making sure nobody comes.
He's making sure no one eats our meatballs is what he's doing.
Speaking of meatballs, let's do a nice shout out for our friend here at Giuseppe and the Lion for us allowing us to come down here this afternoon and make this podcast live from his establishment. In all seriousness, this is a wonderful restaurant. Obviously, the food is fantastic. The owner's a great, great guy. He trusts us. That's why he left us with only one hitman. Please, somebody tell me that was hilarious.
That was
Come on.
hilarious.
So tell us
marinate.
where we are again and let everybody know that they should come down here and visit, especially in this time of year.
So we're at Giuseppe and the Lion. It is located at 1585 Pine Ridge Road. You can find them at giuseppeandthelion.com. They also are on Instagram and Facebook. And they have a link for all entertainment to purchase tickets. I also have my own table here, Guido's Table. And you can book the table, mention me, I'll post you up, and you probably will get a little prize. I don't know, and I don't want to give it away, but you will get something.
Yeah.
If you book my table.
You're going to get a prize.
A nice scarf.
A nice
maybe a meatball.
prize.
I do shows here. Mike and I will be here also.
That's right, December 10, 2025.
Christmas show. It's going to be a beautiful show. We just had a nice Christmas show not too long ago. And it's a classy place. You guys will love it. And I highly recommend Giuseppe and the Lion. And they're like family to me.
It's definitely family.
And I'm going to be at his daughter's wedding, actually, next month.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. This month.
This
Well,
month.
we're in February. Yeah, this month.
Yeah, in February.
Wow.
And we don't know when this is going to air, but we're in February 2025. And well, listen, folks, we got to get going. We want to thank everybody. Well, here he comes. Come say goodbye if you want. Come on.
Come say goodbye.
He didn't know he was going to be on a podcast.
Joe is a
this
very
morning.
hard
Look
worker,
at Joe.
by the way. Very hard worker.
This is his
Hope
place.
we have fun this afternoon.
We had a great
Enjoyed
time.
you guys.
You were
Thanks
up
for
late
coming.
last night.
Yeah, I was here till 4 in the morning.
If you've been watching
The
the show,
American dream.
we're all going to have brajol now with some white string. We got to get going. Thank you so much for watching another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement. Big shout out to my producer, Tatiana Blueshell, for always making sure we have a great guest come down to the podcast and we get to put it on YouTube, exclusively on my YouTube channel, which is Mike Marino Live on YouTube, also Spotify, and you can listen to us on Italian American Radio out of New York City. Remember, let's make America Italian again. You know my motto. You don't know nothing, you don't see nothing, and you don't say nothing. And how do I end every single one of my podcasts by saying the same thing along with my guest? You know the motto?
No.
Don't take no shit from nobody. You ready?
Yep.
Don't take no shit from nobody. We actually harmonized for some reason. Did you see
We
that?
jive, huh? Well, all right.
Hey folks, thanks for watching Live from My Mother's Basement. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, hit the word like and leave me a really cool comment. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the future episodes and you can watch some of the funniest videos on the internet. You can also listen to the show on Spotify or your favorite podcast app.